I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that.
Look at this.
Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fly as hell, wearing a minimum of 3-inch heels.
Yeah, so basically she's chopping up, her saying that she was popping cooch in college, just being that she was ignorant to the actual definition, which when I hear popping cooch, I'm thinking that you out here giving it up to everybody. You out here giving up the cooch to everybody, which let's
What
keep
do you
going.
think popping pussy is?
Akash Singh's wife is his worst enemy. Video by Hello Yassine X. Yeah, this is part 2 of our, breakdown of the whole Akash's wife ruining his reputation. At first, we went over how she doesn't even want to kiss him. She avoids kissing him on camera. She says that, money and love go hand in hand. Just a bunch of wild stuff. So yeah, we're going to dive further into this and see what else comes up. Let's see.
What's poppin', y'all? I really hope that I wouldn't have to talk about this again because I feel such a pain when I hear this individual talk. And that is Akash's wife, Jasleen, who I feel like the majority of us have found out about her against our will. Before that, we were just like, okay, yeah, I had no idea what his wife even looked like. And I've watched Flagrant 2 a handful of times. I watched it more, I would say, I'd say 2022 probably was when I watched it most actively. Yeah, 2021, 2022. I don't think I really watched it after that. But I was like, okay, this is an entertaining show. Like, you hear about Akash's wife, but she's just kind of this person. It's like the wife of Andrew, right? Like Andrew Schultz, I know he has a wife, but it's just, she's just like, or like Charlemagne, right? Like, Charlemagne has a wife, or Snoop Dogg has a wife, but we don't see everything about her. But now she decides that she wants to be out.
And I feel like it's for the best, man, because me personally, I wouldn't put my relationship out there just because I know there's a bunch of weirdos who will like do weird things with AI. But this girl right here likes attention, so she wants to be posted. She wants to be on the internet.
And we've seen what's happened, which is her talking about getting cracked by everybody under the sun and just destroying that dude Akash Singh's reputation. Like that Akash was winning. He had a 99. It was literally the Fortnite 99 kill lead situation, and the person just came back from 100 when it came to the Myron Gaines beef, because Akash had the easiest win. Like, you're against one of the most widely hated and controversial figures on the internet that people want to lose, and you ended up losing. And then what happens after this? Instead of shutting up, which is the best thing that she could have done, no, her chronically online self decides to drop another podcast episode, which was probably already recorded, but still, you should have shut it down. And I don't mean that kind of shut it down, not that meme, like Pokimane did with the Hassan situation. Remember when she was like, oh, we're going to record a podcast this week? Yeah, they canceled all of that. So she should have done something like that, but no, she hops on and she makes it even worse. So the
best way to get people to forget about anything is to not speak about it, not address it, and not explain yourself. Look at just think about any other celebrity, drama that's occurred. They literally just stopped talking about it, and then it just disappeared. Oh, the whole Mr. Beast situation, when, a bunch of messages leaked about him kind of saying some weird stuff, some pretty weird stuff about kids. People just forgot about it like it never existed because he never addressed it. Maybe he did like a little PR message, but it was just wiped from everybody's memory. Look at Dr. Disrespect. He still has a crazy career. And a man was caught whispering and talking to little kids. Like, what? I don't think she has like the emotional intelligence to know that.
Go through a couple of clips here, and Akash himself even replied to this situation, and oh, dear God almighty.
Where the f has chivalry gone? Yeah, where has chivalry gone? Like, why do these men who make $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers, you don't have any gold to dig. You don't have to worry. You don't even have to worry about it. It's like, bro.
First of all, what does chivalry have to do with gold digging? Like, what does that have to, how does that correlate together? What people are talking about is the fact that you contribute absolutely nothing while ruining his reputation on top of that. You're not just receiving gifts from your husband, which is fine.
We're not even talking about you, because the guys that are actually in the 1% tax bracket, they want to do like the things that my husband and Nav are doing. They want to take care of women. They don't want us to be stressed. They want to be in our divine. They want us to be in our divine feminine energy.
All right, we've already got now this lady. She is chronically online, and this is the problem, right? She's like what, 31, 32 years old right now, something. I think maybe 33 years old. She has TikTok brain, which is all she has is time. Akash is working. She has TikTok brain, where her feed is this identical if you took a 19-year-old girl's feed, because you see her talk, she's like, oh, divine feminine energy. She starts using these phrases. I'm going to point out a couple more of these as we go along, but I had a friend who went through a similar situation to this. His girlfriend was like 29 years old or something like that, and the influencer that she looked up to the most was this girl named Alex Earl. And this Alex Earl girl was like 20 or 19 even at the time. I don't even know. I'm like, yo, this is... And she would use the same terminology as the 19-year-old TikTok girls. And she was dead serious. And she would behave like them too. It's not like she had planning or anything. And she didn't really have much of a career either. She kind of just had the job that she had was the same job that a 19 or 20-year-old girl could get. Just to like make that a little bit clear, because she did have a job, unlike Jasleen here. But we got to go on to the next clip, because first off,
whenever a girl is talking about divine feminine energy or horoscopes or crystals in that nature, run for your lives, bruh. That is the most superficial thing ever, when you judge somebody based on a horoscope when they were born. They're literally judging you off of something that is already pre-made. So like when they come up to you and let's say you're born in October and you're like a Scorpio, they're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be just like this. She's already projected her identity onto you.
We're going to the next clip. You see how she suddenly made this about like gold digging, when not a single soul under the sun has been laughing at Akash because his wife is a quote gold digger. That has not been the premise of the situation whatsoever. But we'll get into that in a second. So I'm gonna play you guys the second clip right now.
Investing in your wife is the biggest ROI that you'll ever have. Investing in your wife is not a financial burden, because when you treat your wife like a princess or a queen, you spoil her, you give her stuff, you just let her be able to relax, she gets into this divine feminine energy, this divine feminine aura. In return, she starts taking care of you in a much better way. She's so emotionally supportive of you, because women are so strong in their EQ and how they can take care of men. And
I don't like the terminology. I don't like the word investing when it comes to like relationships. I don't know if that's like a proper word to use with relationships, because when you're investing in something, you're expecting something back. And she doesn't do anything at all for the relationship. So what is he gaining back? What, like a little bit of head rubs every now and then? It would be okay if we didn't have to see any of this. It would be okay if you just took, and the internet did not have to hear about it or see about it at all. But like how Yassine said, she is chronically online and she feels the need to respond. She feels the need to explain herself.
Level that they really haven't gotten since they were with their moms, and not mothering them, but just like giving them that emotional support. And that energy gets rewarded in the universe. It starts coming back to you. And I can say I'm like a case in point example. Like even before my husband really started making money, he always would find little ways to spoil me, even if it didn't cost that much in the beginning. And now like we've gone from like him buying me like AirPods or like Nike shoes to now like spending so much money at Miu Miu or Cartier or whatever. And
the amount of terminology, that another terminally online terminology.
Literally just spitting out words.
Aura. We've got taking care of you. We've got the greatest investment, emotionally supportive, EQ, one of the most incorrectly used words ever. He does anything under the sun. He even lets her start a podcast because she is so bored, right? Like she has so much luxury, she has to start a podcast. It's kind of like when you've got so much wealth, like these people in like Gulf countries, and then they're like, yo, let's just build a city, bro. Like, let's just do that for fun. Let's see what that's like. Or let's just buy a whole like gaming organization.
When you get lucky and you get money that you did not work for, and you don't see like the actual like value of the money and like what goes into obtaining it, you kind of just play around with it. Like if it's like nothing, like you just like throw it around. Let me make a podcast, let me buy this, let me do that. because you don't know the actual work that took to get the money. So she's like, it's almost like giving a kid money. Like you just literally just spend it on like nothing. Like she has no idea what, you know, what's the worth of that money, because she has access to so much of it without putting in any effort. All right, before I finish off this video, I just want to go over the response that Akash and his wife did on Flagrant. And it was kind of funny. I did watch a decent amount of this podcast. And if I find it really hard to believe, because throughout the podcast, she says that she just didn't know the definitions of certain words. So when she said, oh, I was popping my cooch back in college, what she really meant is that she was like, you know, looking sexy out here in the clothes that she wears. Throughout the podcast, they do answer a lot of the things that people criticize his wife for. The main things is kind of like disrespecting him and saying like she wants to, get with her co-host's husband, which she chalked it up to being her just maybe taking jokes too far. But yeah, let me play a couple of these clips and see how you guys feel about it.
Let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
Yes. Which frat party should my daughter avoid in the near future? I have a 2-year-old daughter. Which frat party should she not go to?
Shy should avoid Teak. Because they definitely... Why?
They make you pop that thing crazy or what?
No, because they spike the drink.
No way.
Yeah, so they got kicked off of our campus.
No
for
way.
Doing that. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Poppin' pussy.
Yeah.
Let's just get some definition.
Okay.
We're gonna any terms that you might need to know the actual meaning of. Alex is here to break it down.
To be fair, I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that.
Look at this. Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fly as hell, wearing a minimum of 3-inch heels, preferably higher, and dancing your ass off
Urban
into the
Dictionary
wee hours of the morning. That was what I was doing.
Yeah, this is white people's definition of it. This is what you learn.
Don't go to Urban.
Yeah, so basically she's chopping up, her saying that she was popping cooch in college, just being that she was ignorant to the actual definition, which when I hear popping cooch, I'm thinking that you out here giving it up to everybody. You out here giving up the cooch to everybody, which let's
what
keep
do you
going.
think popping pussy is?
When she said she had a roster of guys, all she means is that she had like 2 guys she would make out with. So let's go over that too.
Can we get some other definitions out of the way?
Yeah, let's get some other definitions. Yeah.
Allegedly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here,
Yeah.
is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
A roster.
Roster.
Yeah, what does a roster
does that
mean to
Okay,
you?
What does
so
this mean?
You guys have to understand.
Yo, all right, just to point it out real quick, Akash, when she answers these questions, he looks so locked in. Like, he doesn't even know what she's going to say, dude. Look at this. Look
A
at this.
roster.
Roster.
Yeah, what does a roster mean to
Okay,
you?
What does
so
this mean?
You guys have to
Like, you better not
understand.
mess
Have you
this up.
ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
Yes.
I was, you know. Okay, so I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right.
It's like I legit kind of believe that she's really just ignorant and a little bit dumb. Like the fact that she has different definitions for words. But I don't know, man. Who knows? Who knows, bro? Who knows actually? Akash looks super locked in. Like, are you serious right now? Yeah, maybe I just think she's a little bit more dumb than she is a gold digger. Oh yeah, let's see how she responds to the whole gold digger stuff right here.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah. Because I invested low and waited for it to go high.
You're a gold prospect.
Yeah, that's not a gold digger.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like a what is that? You're like a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, you're like Akash of Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like,
She bought much lower than I did. she bought at the bottom, dude. She could not have bought
That is
lower.
something that
but
is.
to be fair, it's like I was working too in the
I wasn't.
beginning,
One
and
of us
you
was
weren't.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you
yeah.
doing?
When we met, I worked at Goldman Sachs. I got a job at Deloitte after I graduated college.
Yeah.
I was a consultant.
Sleeping in until 12 a.m. 12 p.m.
Data analytics.
Right? Yeah.
You're a gold digger.
I was
You
a
got the gold digger right here.
I know, it backfired on me.
You got this girl sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, I know. This whole thing backfired.
I was paying rent.
I used to really believe that you guys were poor with his sob stories so we could get Patreon going. I didn't know you were working at a fucking hedge fund this whole time he was spending your money.
Well, I wasn't making that much. I was making like 70 grand a year in New York City.
All right, and the one, honestly, that I was the most convinced that made me think that she was kind of terrible was the fact that she would kind of duck his kisses in pictures and in front of people. So let's see how she responds to that real quick.
Okay, the other thing that we saw these videos of was the ducking the kisses. That was those. Listen,
these ones pissed me off.
That I'm guilty of.
These ones
guilty of
pissed
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit. And I need you to explain yourself immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to know.
Honestly, I
Also,
didn't,
can I just say that I would watch the videos and I would die laughing. As a friend who loves him, I would die laughing because they edited it so perfectly where like he's going in and then it just right at the last minute. But he's already got his lips pursed, so he gotta commit to the kiss.
Yeah, we gotta check out the Shifty edit right there.
That might have been Shifty. Shifty might have been editing those.
Shifty made it.
Shifty?
Chef.
Anyway.
Those pissed me off.
So tell us about the duck. Do you always duck his kisses when there are not people around?
No, not when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even knew.
That's worse.
I didn't
Explain
know.
yourself.
I didn't know that I
Tell
did
us
that.
why.
I didn't know that I did that, so I really sat and thought about it. So I think it's a
What?
few things. I think it's like
You really sat and thought
yeah,
about it.
because I was like, okay, maybe it's like the repressed Indian girl thing where it's like I get a little bashful, I do get a little shy, despite what the internet thinks.
Most Indians do. I'm the exception.
Yeah, I think I also get overstimulated because Akash does it a lot, like every 30 seconds, like a little bit.
I get it now, this thing. I get it.
That's why I grabbed your chin so you couldn't.
I didn't move my face though. I wasn't gonna let him. I was committed, man. I was there. I was there.
mic check.
Who's mic? Mine? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, suck that off you.
Okay, so
that's about it. She basically says that it's because, you know, she kind of doesn't like to show affection in front of other people and that it's overstimulating. Them doing this did not clear up anything about her not doing absolutely anything at all. But, you know, I guess they don't really care about that too much. But yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel grow immensely. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.
Head to the stars,